Hey guys, Mike Young with Noble Warriors here. Listen, it's Friday, so it's time for Manhood in the Media. And I got a couple of cool articles here that jumped out of the page, actually off the screen for me, that kind of relate to manhood in our culture today. So first one right here from the Wall Street Journal by Matilda Doolin. Title of the article or the headline is How One Man's Cure for Loneliness Started a Movement. Subtitle is this: He went to the park with a sign inviting people to talk about their day. 6 years later, they're still talking. Love this story. So it's about this guy by the name of Finn Colleton in the Philadelphia area who during the pandemic got lonely, just got frustrated with being stuck in his house, decided he was going to do something about it. So he made a sign that said, "How's your day going?" And he just went to a Philadelphia park, put the sign out there and waited. And you know what? People began to stop and talk to him. So he started hanging out with folks, answering this question, having conversations. Conversations got deeper, they got wider, more people came in, and now it's still going on. As a matter of fact, there's a picture here in the article of him pulling a wagon across the street that's loaded with folding chairs and a pop-up tent so he can go to the park and just have conversations with folks. Now, how would it be? Listen, folks, you don't have to just toss Jesus out there immediately, but if we can invite people into a conversation and then we move it to a spiritual context, that's awesome. But at the bottom line of this, here's where I see the manhood issue is that men are lonely. We hear that over and over again. So many guys feel isolated. They feel disconnected. As a matter of fact, some new research just came out this week that I'll probably talk about next week about how disconnected young men are. We've talked about that before, but we're going to continue to do that. So this guy decided to do something about it, and what he found was that other people were willing and eager to engage a conversation. Why is that? Well, I can tell you why it is. It's because God knew as He was designing us, as He was creating us, that we were made for community. God Himself demonstrates community. One God in three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And so we need the presence of others. As a matter of fact, that's the one thing in creation that God said was not good. So much of creation, all of creation was good, but when God made man, Adam, by himself, He said, it's not good for man to be alone. I'll make a helper suitable for him. So we need someone with us. We need other human beings. And let me tell you, one of the things that happens when this doesn't find a healthy response is that we go to other places, other things to try and resolve the pain, to deal with the pain. And so this is where this next article caught my attention from the Free Press by Charles Fane Lehman. Title of the article headline is Weed is Everywhere for Now. So this guy goes into this whole idea of what's going to happen with the legalization of marijuana. But the subtitle is, for the first time on record, more Americans get high every day than drink or smoke. But there's something everyone missed in the data. The days of legal weed may be numbered. So he gets into a bunch of technical stuff about what's going on with the legalization of pot. But what's amazing to me is the proliferation of legal marijuana. I mean, you can smell it everywhere in communities and corners and restaurants, outside of restaurants and bars. I mean, you can, not that I go to bars, I'm just saying it's all over the place. You can smell it, and more people are thinking it's okay, but it is really devastating, especially young men. And so what I would say, what's the answer to this? Well, the answer is what Finn Colleton did, and that's to engage other people, to find community, to build community. And so if you're a young man, would you step away from your isolation and your loneliness? Look to connect with some other folks. Look for some godly people to hang around with. Listen, if you're a seasoned man and you happen to be listening to this, would you reach out to some young guy and pay for a cup of coffee, take him out to lunch, buy him a dinner, do something and engage a conversation? You could look, steal Finn's idea. He's just got a sign here that says, how's your day going? Man, just ask someone how their day is going. We need this. I need this. You need this. We need the conversation with other people, because if we don't, then the devil works in those dangerous, dark, and lonely places, and he does some ugly stuff in the lives of men. We've talked about that before. So, guys, connect with each other. Battle this loneliness monster and this isolation monster by connecting with other people. And let me tell you a piece of why that's so important. When I look at Ecclesiastes chapter 4, you hear this read all the time at weddings specifically, but it's not just about the marriage relationship. It really is about friendship, camaraderie, and closeness, being connected with other people. Listen to this. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. And of course, when two guys are there, when two people are there, the Lord is with them. The Lord is with you always. And so we have the Lord on our side, but man, we need some humans too. We need fellowship and relationship with other human beings who can help us with perspective. Because I've got a friend who uses this term frequently. He says that when left to our own devices, we have a tendency to awfulize everything. Now, that's a word that he made up or got from somebody else, but that's the tendency that we have when we look at our situation to only see awful stuff. And man, we need time with other people to help us with some clarity, some perspective, and some other understanding so that we don't go to substances or other thing to numb the pain. We really need to be with other people.